We'll call the court to order. This is the first regular meeting for February 2021 of the Pike County Fiscal Court. And we will call the meeting to order. And I'd like to ask Pike County Safety Director William Spears if he would say the invocation for us. Well, you might want to come up to the podium if you don't care, sir.
Let's bow our heads. Father, we come to you this evening, Lord, and asking your guidance and your direction, Lord, that the decisions made here would be for betterment of this county and that would follow your lead and your will in all things, Lord. We ask your guidance and we ask it, you just bless this court and this county and, Lord, just lead us and guide us. And we ask it all in the sweet name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Judge Jones.
Present.
Commissioner Robertson.
Here.
Commissioner Tackett.
Here.
Commissioner Booth.
Here.
We have a quorum. We are ready to proceed. I'd like to ask Colonel Roy Downey if he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Colonel. First item is the approval of the minutes for the January 12, 2021 meeting. In case you're watching, we do have Commissioner Jason Tackett. He couldn't be here in the courtroom, and pursuant to instructions that we have received previously from the governor's office, members can participate by virtual means. And we have Commissioner Tackett here. Even though you can't see him, he is set up with a Zoom link and will be participating. So, Commissioner Tackett, if you have anything to say, can you hear me okay?
Great, Judge.
All right. If you need to speak up, just yell, and to be recognized, hold your hand up. Maybe that'll work. So, anyway, the first item is the approval of the minutes of the January 12, 2021 fiscal court meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson.
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is relates to the purchase of a 1996 Ford F8000 mechanics truck. I'd like to yield to Commissioner Ronnie Robertson for action on that matter.
Judge, this is it's an older truck. It's a 96 model truck. It's a F8000 with a mechanics bed on it, and I think it's got a 5-ton boom, hydraulic air compressor, welder. The body's in real good shape on this truck. This truck sat mostly on a strip job, and it idled a whole lot. It wasn't drove on the road a lot. I think it's got around 70,000 miles on it. And I think it would do a good job at the garage. And I mean, it's a well-built truck, and it's in good shape. That'd save us probably, I don't know, I'd say a probably new one would cost around $135,000, the way this truck's outfitted. So I think it'll do the garage over there real well.
And I think you told us at the last meeting, the special meeting we had last week, that the mechanics from the garage had looked at the truck and thought it was in good shape.
Yes, yeah. Took 2 mechanics from the garage, and we went over and looked at it and inspected it out pretty good. And it's a real good truck.
Okay. Do you have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion for us to purchase this truck in the sum of $15,000.
And this is the 1996 Ford F8000 mechanics truck for $15,000 from Ron Smith. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is there a second to that motion? Second. Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Judge, can we include a check-in?
Okay. Commissioner, could you restate the motion to also include a authorization for the for the treasurer to issue payment for the
Yes.
purchase?
I would make a motion that the treasurer make the payment, a check, a sum of $15,000 to Ron Smith.
So we have that motion restated, and is there a second, again, by Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Okay.
Second.
So we have a motion, a second, for the purchase of this mechanic's truck from Ron Smith, 1996 Ford F8000 for $15,000, and authorization for the treasurer to issue payment for the same. Seeing no other question or discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is the awarding of bids. I'd like to ask Mr. Greg Fann, the county's purchasing director, to come up. Judge Hickman, would you like to come up and join him on this as well? Or I would like for you to come up and, because you've done a lot of research on this along with Mr. Fannin.
Does have a couple things I'd like to update the court on. First of all, they delivered our other F-350 truck that we approved in Friday's court meeting. They delivered it today. The blade, the plow, and the salter for that truck was ordered, and they should be here next week. The trucks that were delivered, the 2 trucks were delivered last week. We ordered the blades and plows for, and they told me they'd be here the first of the week. I called Darren just a little while ago to see if they were delivered, and he said not yet, that they should be here tomorrow. So hopefully by the end of next week, we'll have 3 more new trucks with plows and salters in them ready to go. I have continued to try to find some additional trucks that we need. I've kind of been looking in a 300 and 400 up to 500 mile radius to get some trucks, and Commissioner Tackett actually called me today, and I guess he had looked a little bit and found a couple of trucks in Comstock, New York, which is 835 miles from here. I was wondering logistically how we might be able to get them, but I did call this dealer and talk to him.
I'll nominate Commissioner Tackett to drive up there and pick them up.
Okay. But a lot of their trucks up there, they have new on the lot, already have snow plows on them. But now, you know, what the plows that we've been buying are a 7.5-foot poly Western, solid blade. These blades that they put on up there are a 8.5-foot V-style steel blade. I don't know if that's something that we could use or not. Commissioner Booth might be able to help us with that a little bit.
We got the road supervisor back here. Let's bring Mr. Little up. We're talking about his
Correct.
department, so we need to bring him up.
Excuse me there, I kind of hid myself. Actually, though, Judge, as far as the V blade goes, yeah, we can use those. There's no reason why we can't.
If they're already equipped on the truck, I mean, I'd say if they come with the truck, I'd go with them, and then if they tire up or whatever, we can always replace them with the other plows.
Are these new or used trucks?
These are they're 2020, brand new trucks, 2020 models.
And they're already equipped with the plows.
350 Ford diesels.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Have they got bed liners already in them?
I don't think so.
Are they white?
I don't see, they are white. I see a list of options here. I don't see that they have a spray-in bed liner in it, but that's something we've been able to do on some of our trucks for about $500 a piece. Now, just a few minutes ago, he actually emailed me these 2 spec sheets on these trucks. Now, we've been paying about $5,000 for our plow blades, and we've been buying these other trucks. This one that was delivered today, I think, was right at $44,000. This one truck with our municipal pricing with this V blade already on it, one of them is $49,265, and the other one is $48,311. That's all. It's a Fisher brand, 8.5-foot V plow that's already mounted on them. Now, I asked him about, delivery charges. He said, look, I'm gonna have to get, some kind of delivery service or freight company and see, and I'm not sure how quick I can get back to that, but 850 miles, I'm not sure.
Why don't we
Might
just
be a
send,
substantial delivery charge.
I say we just send 2 employees or, send,
I'll go.
I may go with you. I may go with you.
That'd be
I
fine,
wish
Judge.
I could go.
We'll have something to work with that way. Can't take you, Jason.
And no more, and really no more than the price difference is, you've not got much in them plows. I mean, if they last a couple of years,
I believe those plows will hold up. The price difference is one reason why the counties never went to those V plows.
Do you think the V plows work better?
I think that they will. I think that this will prove that they probably will work better.
Yes, I think so too.
we go with it and try it.
It's not
Is
just the
8.5
V. It's not just the V though. I mean, they will also straighten up and they will angle also.
Okay.
They don't have to stay in that V position.
They can meet
Yeah, they
in the center.
I mean, it
Or
can
you
also still be a straight blade like we
Okay.
use now that will articulate.
That's why I brought you up here.
There you go. That's why I got you.
So we don't have to bid these because we bid these trucks and we did not have responses. Is that correct?
Correct. We bid 6 new trucks. We got a bid on 2. When that happens, it allows us, according to KRS statute, to do a non-competitive negotiation for the other 4 trucks. We have bought 1 other truck that was delivered today, so we still have 3 more trucks that we can buy with non-competitive negotiation actually under that original bid.
And Mr. Stacy, you're confident that this will not create any kind of financial burden on the county or impact adversely the current budget situation. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Have your assurance of that?
Now, like I say, I still don't know, he hasn't got back to me on what kind of freight charge there'll be, and we can compare
Look,
it to what it would cost
look.
to send 2 employees and that
We
kind of thing.
we could take, somebody can drive up there in the Tahoe and take 2 people and drive those 2 trucks back. Is that what they have, is 2 trucks?
Yes, sir.
Said I'd go.
To 835 miles.
I'd go
So
with you, but we kill each other in an 835-mile trip with
It
2
may be an
of us.
Twist my arm and I'll referee.
it might be an overnight trip, 835 miles each way.
Yeah, we need to drive straight up there and be able to pick them up the next morning and head back with them.
We do need to get these trucks as soon as possible because how many trucks do we have down right now, Fabian?
Judge, I don't know the count. I believe everything we had today had broke down at some point, was
Yeah.
probably at that maintenance garage. It was a hard day. I have to say, I think we've finished with every road should be got by dark tonight. But
Do you know
Well,
how many- do you
I
know how
think-
many-
I don't know the actual number, Judge, of how many were down. I
'Cause-
know
'cause you're-
honestly, about every one was worked on.
Well,
Almost every truck we had been worked on at some point today for one reason or another.
Yeah.
every truck.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, from plows not lifting to clutch out of the solder to something. It seemed like something was wrong with every truck.
Until we bought these last 3 pickups, what were the newest trucks on the road lots? What year models?
I couldn't answer that. I don't know. I would have to be able, I mean, I can go back there and get that information, but I don't know.
But there's no newer trucks on the road.
Oh, no.
I'd say you're going back in the late 80s and 90s. We might have a few
I think you may have a
2006.
few 205s or something like that.
Well, Ralph's got a pretty new truck.
But I mean, they're just wore out.
They are wore out. That is the case.
So would there be a motion, Greg, have you got those do we have those here?
You do not. Like I say, I just got these just moments before I came down to the courtroom.
Let me see those if you don't care.
These do not have solders in them. It's not included.
No, just a blade.
Okay, would there be a motion to purchase 2 F-350 Super Duties 2020 models from, what dealer is this, Greg?
I'm looking here. Sorry. Comstock, New York. sorry, Judge, I don't have that information with me.
Well, let's pass over this. If you can go get that, we'll act on these tonight.
I'd like to act on something else too, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Need 2 salters to go in it.
We'll do that. So if you want to just wait, we can do that when we,
Just so we have them by the end of the week, if we're allowed to go get these trucks tomorrow or the next day.
Greg, do we need to rebid? We've already got a bid price for the Salter and blade combination with, was it Taylor's?
Owen and Corwin.
Owen Supply.
Truck equipment, yes.
Okay, Owen Truck Equipment. Do we need to rebid just to get the blade or I'm sorry, the Salter, or, because that bid didn't break it down, Salter versus plow and Salter?
I don't think it's something we have to rebid. We're buying something that we have a contract on to buy the salters and the plows.
Okay.
How long will it be before we get them though, Greg?
Well, surprisingly, the first 2 we ordered, they told us there would be a 2-week lead time, and about a week we had them.
So we got the other salters and salters and blades for the first 2 trucks?
The first 2 were supposed to have been delivered the first of this week. I talked with Darren earlier. He said they hadn't got here yet, but he expected them tomorrow. I had placed an order after Friday's court meeting on the other plow and salter, and we expect it by the first of next week. So
Does anybody else have 2 salters right now in stock?
Well, he was having them shipped to us.
The only reason I'm pushing this so much is we're expecting snow again next week. I mean, it's been a hard day for our men out there working today with everything broke down. We need...
I can check and see. I mean, I can check and see, Brian.
So here, some of these probably are gonna be, I mean, if necessary, I guess we could declare an emergency.
Good judge, but still could buy up to 30,000 from the vendor without a bid.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. So here's the deal. You go get the stuff. We'll buy these 2 trucks so we can get them in here. We should be able to go get them this week, maybe. If you can do that, and then we'll authorize you to go ahead and find the salters for it too, okay?
2 salters for the 2 trucks we're
Yeah.
talking about here.
As soon as possible.
If you,
We want them, have them Friday, we want them Friday.
Okay.
You probably
The other 3 trucks, by the end of next week, all 3 of those new trucks should be ready to go with plows and salters and everything. But yes, I'll look and see how quick I can get 2 more salters to go in these 2 trucks.
and I'm gonna say this, I don't think the people of the county really understand the equipment that this court inherited when we came in. I mean, it's not that we don't have the manpower or the desire to clean these roads. We can't keep the equipment running. Last week, when we checked, we had 6 broke down at one time. Is that right, Fabian? Was 6 last?
9.
9.
We had 9 last court meeting.
9. I mean, you can't, when you've got 9 trucks down, you're not gonna be able to clean the roads. It's just that simple. And it's a public safety issue, and, you know, we're gonna make sure we've got the equipment to do the work with. So Greg, if you'll go find that for us, we'll go ahead and deal with a couple of these other matters, and then,
Judge,
yes, sir.
the name of that company is, let me find it.
Auto
Saver
Ford.
Auto Saver Ford. It's Auto Saver Group's Auto Saver Ford, Comstock, New York.
Auto, can you spell that?
AUTOSAVER, Ford, Comstock, New York.
SAB,
SAVER,
Auto Saver.
Auto
Okay.
Saver, one word.
then we'll take care of it. So is there a motion to purchase 2 Ford F-350 2020 models from Auto Saver Ford in Comstock, New York? One for $48,311, one for $49,265, not including registration and shipping, which also includes an 8-foot 6-inch Fisher V plow on each truck. Would there be a motion? And also to authorize the treasurer to issue payment for the same. Would there be a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. Would there be a motion to authorize Greg Fannin to purchase 2 salters from the first vendor that he can find them from, as long as they're under the state, either under state contract, under the purchase of $30,000, or under the current bid that we have from the first available source, so that we can get these trucks on the road. And authorization to issue, for the treasurer to issue check for the same. As soon as we can get them. Well, that's what we're going to do. So, first available source.
Yep.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Hey, Judge,
Yes.
the price on those trucks, we need to let people know too, that is including the scraper on the front, so we don't have to spend no extra money on that.
That did, and it's actually probably cheaper than what we've been paying for the other blades. Thank you, Commissioner, for helping find these. We appreciate it. Mr. Fannin, please proceed.
Yeah, a few months ago, we had a rollover incident with our BOMAG compactor at our landfill. The compactor was subsequently totaled by the insurance company. We do have an older Aljon compactor there that we've been using, but have had to do a lot of work on it to be able to use it on a day-to-day basis. We've had a committee consisting of Deputy Judge Hickman, Chuck Morley, our solid waste supervisor, Larry Hensley, the landfill manager, and myself, that have been meeting a couple times a week for the last few months to try to see what would be our best course of action to replace this compactor. We have had people from BOMAG here, from Indiana to meet with us, as well as people from Aljon who came from Iowa. We've also had several meetings with our local Caterpillar dealer. We've talked with our landfill consultant, Geosyntec, and they've advised us that the Caterpillar machine was by far the superior machine and highly recommended it. They said that for our landfill, it would be the best way for us to go. We also had the opportunity to go to Maysville, Kentucky, and look at the Mason County landfill. They recently purchased a Caterpillar 826K, which is the machine that we're looking at. I was able to have a long discussion there with their landfill manager, and I was very impressed. He has an engineering background and said he had done extensive research before they bought their last compactor. He said that the CAT compactor was by far the best machine, and they were really satisfied with it. Something that happened that day, I guess they had informed their judge executive that we were coming from Pike County to kind of look at their machine and their landfill, and their judge executive came up to meet with us. Just wanted to meet with us and talk with us, and real friendly guy. They were really accommodating, and I actually heard this morning that a couple days ago their judge executive passed away. Hated to hear that, and that's somebody we need to kind of keep in our prayers. He was very accommodating and very friendly when we went to meet with him that day. We've looked at all the options that are available with the CAT machine and have tried to fit it with what we think would be best for us. One thing that we feel we definitely need is a GPS system on the compactor. We're at a time in our landfill where we need to be very efficient with our airspace and compaction rate. We're in a process of re-permitting the landfill, and we are about 2 years away from having that completed. We're working on our last cell and hope to have the landfill permitted before that cell is full. If we're not able to do that, there's a huge expense to construct another cell. That's why it's very important that we maximize our compaction and be very efficient with our airspace right now. Hopefully with the re-permitting, it will allow us to get another 50 years out of our landfill, but if we don't continue to be efficient with the compaction and airspace, it might not last near that long. The GPS equipment that comes on the machine from the factory is actually Trimble GPS equipment. There'll be a video monitor in the cab for the operator that will kind of show him his real-time progress. There's also other infrastructure equipment that we'll need to be able to make full use of the GPS technology. It consists of a GPS base station that will be located in the scale house, a rover, which is a handheld device to do the mapping and elevations, as well as a T7 laptop will help with that process. Our landfill manager will be able to monitor the operator and download reports. This additional equipment is sold by a company called SciTech. They have a corporate partnership with Caterpillar. I had first thought that they were a sole supplier for the Trimble product and that we wouldn't have to bid it, but I've become aware that there are other companies that sell the Trimble equipment, so this is probably something that I'm gonna have to bid. That additional equipment will be in the $60,000 range, and that will be an additional purchase besides the purchase of the compactor. The compactor itself has a retail price with the options that we want of $1,049,735. The compactor is on our Sourcewell buying co-op contract, and because of that, it will be discounted $125,968. Additionally, Caterpillar can give us an inventory reduction discount of $198,780. The machine with the options that we are interested in will have a final price of $762,658. That price will include an extended warranty of 48 months or 5,000 hours and a preventive maintenance agreement of 48 months or 4,000 hours, which means every 500 hours, Boyd Equipment will come and do all our oil changes and 500-hour service. It'd be my recommendation, the committee's recommendation, that we buy the Caterpillar 826K compactor from Boyd Equipment for a purchase price of $762,658, and allow me to do a bid on the additional Trimble equipment. You know, this also will require, because of the amount financed, it will require DLG approval.
So, first of all, I want to extend my thanks to the folks up in Mason County for helping us evaluate the compactor, and send our condolences on behalf of the fiscal court to the family of Judge Executive Joe Pfeffer, who was a great guy. He was an independent, solid guy who was doing a fantastic job in Mason County, who died unexpectedly this week. So, you know, he was there to meet our delegation when we went up there. Couldn't have asked for any better hospitality, and it is a significant loss to Kentucky and to the County Judge Executive Association. And I want to thank you, Greg, and Judge Hickman, and Larry Hensley, who is the landfill manager, for the work that's been put in. I know the fiscal court has evaluated BOMAG compactors. We evaluated the Aljon, I guess I pronounced that correctly.
Yes, Aljon.
And the Caterpillar, and I think with Tom Ramsey, our landfill consultant, saying Caterpillar was the way to go, I think that's the conclusion or consensus that's been reached by the members of the committee here. Is that correct, Larry? Judge Hickman, and everybody's unanimous on this?
Yes, we were unanimous.
I was interested and somewhat intrigued. We've talked about a problem that the county's former engineering firm created when they missed the elevations on the surveys of the landfill by over 20 feet. So we started the current phase when there still should have been 20 feet of usable space, airspace, left on the last phase. And that probably cost the county 2, 3, 4, 5 years of useful life on the landfill. And that's not only money that we would be out of pocket, but it's time, because that mistake resulted in the landfill filling up faster than what was anticipated. This technology with the GPS technology, can you, Judge, give us an explanation of how it would prevent that type of mistake and what the technology would allow Larry and the folks at the landfill to do that we're not able to do now?
Yeah, this technology will allow the operator to have mapping of the current cell that he's in. It will track the number of passes that he makes over a given part of that cell. Allows us to monitor his progress as well. The way it's described to us and the way that we see it and have seen it used is that some GPS systems will get you within feet. This literally gets you within inches. So it's three-dimensional. So as he starts his day, he will have his starting point on the compactor within that cell, and the angle of trajectory of incline on the landfill will be monitored by the GPS system. And until he meets that incline, and my engineering terminology may not be real sound here, but until that incline is achieved, you'll continue to have to compact and go over that cell in that area. But it assures that through the entire life of a given cell or phase, that those angles are maintained without the presence of an engineer being there, even though on a yearly basis we're required to check all that, air compaction and our airspace and all that. So very, very strong, excellent benefit to the landfill and to the county.
So we have a recommendation to purchase from, where is Boyd Cat located?
Actually,
Here
it's
in Pike County.
Yeah, it's Wayne Supply.
It's here.
Wayne Supply took over about 3 of the locations, and they were owned by the same guy, and they switched it to his last name. It's called Boyd.
So I assume that they'll be able to help service it here at Wayne Supply, is that correct?
Yes.
And that's a benefit because it helps keep jobs here in Pike County. Would there be, and Greg, I want to ask you something. Before you came in as purchasing manager, did the county participate in Sourcewell before you came in?
I think they may have some limited purchases through them.
Can I speak to that, Judge?
Yes.
Sourcewell's a new addition with this administration and has saved the county money.
Well, I mean, just so the folks out there will know, we have to have a compactor because a dozer's not heavy enough to compact it. And if you don't compact it, you lose space. If you lose space, you lose money. If you lose space, you lose time and life on the landfill. And when you have $1 million piece of equipment and you save $324,000, that's a substantial amount of money between the discount that they would normally give and the Sourcewell contract discount. So we're looking every way we can to save money. It was a big loss to the county when our BOMAG compactor was totaled, and we're very lucky. Larry's back here with us. We're very lucky he's here because it could have had a different outcome. And it's a dangerous, the way our landfill is constructed, it's not constructed like any other landfill that I'm aware of. It's dangerous, it's hard, it's a hard job. And, that was a big blow to have that compactor totaled, but we have to replace it. And the question is, is this the way to go? Greg, it's where it's on Sourcewell at state contract price. We don't have to bid this, is that correct?
Sourcewell contract is a buying co-op. Somebody else has bid this, and we can more or less piggyback on their bid to purchase this without actually bidding it ourselves.
Judge, you might get Mr. Hensley up to give his input as well.
Larry, come on up and so we've asked Larry Hensley, who is the landfill manager, who has done a fantastic job of turning the landfill around. And Larry, we appreciate you. And just tell us what your opinion was about the Caterpillar and what benefit you think it would be to the solid waste program.
I think it's going to be a big benefit, Judge, especially with the technology that it's got. And after doing some research, it does have some, to me, more benefits than the other pieces of equipment. Some of the way it's designed, set up, some of the features that it has. I think it's going to be a little bit more user-friendly, too, once operators get used to it.
And they're going to do the training for us, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Larry, we don't always get you up here, and a lot of folks here in the county may not know who you are, but you're on I guess, Upper Palm Fire Department, and you have been the solid waste landfill manager now for going on a couple of years.
Yes, sir.
And we've had a lot of problems there when this administration came in. I think you may be one of the unsung heroes because your work is helping give us additional time so that we can try to get this permit application done and save our landfill so that we don't have to haul this garbage to Ashland and the folks of the county don't have to incur a lot of other costs. And we appreciate that. I think I can speak on behalf of all of our commissioners, Commissioner Tackett, who's here virtually tonight. Any of y'all like to comment on this?
I think the cat compactor would be the only way to go. I know whenever we even had an auction, the people at the auction insinuated that if we buy equipment by cat and with the GPS system, I think it'd be a great purchase for the county. And he needs it really bad up there because I think we're losing, I mean, we're not losing maybe a whole lot, but it seems like we lose a little bit of compaction right now because that compactor stays broke down on and off as we're going along day to day.
Yes, sir, it does.
Commissioner Roberts, anything?
Larry's took over up there and done a good job, so. And you all went and checked it all out, so I trust your all's opinion on it. My opinion is to go for it.
Commissioner Tackett, you have anything you'd like to add, sir?
I do, Judge. I'd like to say this, and Commissioner Robertson will remember this. It was, we hadn't been in office too many days. We was out riding around and was up in the fish trap area and run into a guy, and he bragged on Larry. Excellent. I mean, he said he can do this by himself, and I mean, he showed to us that he can. And when they was talking about this GPS to save the space in the landfill, I don't see why it's not a home run. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with this.
You know, not long after we came in, the landfill received several citations for violations. Those problems have been pretty much taken care of, and we've not been having those kind of issues where we're getting citations in the mail. And you know, Larry, we trust your opinion because it's you and the folks that work under you that have to take care of the landfill. Judge Hickman, you have something that you'd like to
Yeah,
add?
there's one other thing that we probably need to discuss. All three pieces of equipment has its features and benefits. Another thing about CAT was the fact that they have a dedicated landfill division. And they work on landfill, they understand it. They even put us through a mini training class that we really didn't need, but just to show us the technology that they have. So CAT was very, very strong.
Is there a motion to purchase the Caterpillar landfill compactor 826K model from Boyd/Wayne Equipment for the purchase price of $762,658. And then we'll talk about the financing of that here after that. Would there be a motion? A motion by Commissioner Booth. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
That was a tie, so we're going to give it to Commissioner Robertson. We have a tie. So second by Commissioner Robertson. Any question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. So that brings us to how we pay for this. That's, it's a big chunk of money. So there's three options. One, so it doesn't create a major cash flow problem for the county. The prior compactor was financed under a bond issue, 2015, 2016, something like that, Frankie, is that right?
2000, it was a lease, It wasn't a bond issue.
I'm sorry, it was a lease, what year?
2015.
2015. And the county has been budgeting $10,000 a month for the payment on the compactor. So for us to keep a payment along those lines, I've not crunched all the numbers, but Community Trust Bank has offered a 1.95% rate for 60 months. And Frankie, how long was the other lease? Was it a 60-month lease also?
It was 60 months.
So for 60 months, with a down payment of $138,000, we would be financing $624,658. That would leave a payment of $10,935.20 per month. On a $200,000 down payment, it would leave $562,658 financed, with a monthly payment of $9,849.83, with a down payment of $262,658. We would be financing $500,000 with a monthly payment of $8,752.95. Now, the $200,000 down would give us a payment within our current budget amount. On the other hand, the lower down payment would make sure would be enough to pay for the computer GPS system, even though it would result in a $935.20 higher payment than what we're budgeting now. Is that correct, Frankie?
Yes, Judge. I would like to give my recommendation.
You were the next person I was turning to. That's why.
You're the boss, buddy. You take care of the money.
Any lease that the county enters has to be approved by the state local debt officer if it's more than $500,000. The turnaround time on that is about 2 months by the time you have the hearing in Frankfurt and you get the notice back from the state local debt officer. We can't sign any lease agreement till we get that if the lease is more than $500,000. The equity from the payoff of the old compactor to this one was the $138,000. So from the insurance proceeds, we do have $138,000. And I would like to ask the court to pay the difference down to the $262 as the down payment, and we would finance the $500, and then that way we would just have to do a notice of intent to DLG, and we could probably get an approval letter back within 2 weeks, and we could sign the lease on the equipment then.
So that's what I was getting at. Your recommendation is we take the $138,000 we had left over from the insurance.
Yes, and then put another $140 with it to pay the down payment of $262,658 and finance $500. The cash flow is there in solid waste, so I wouldn't recommend it if it wasn't.
Well, you're the treasurer.
Yes. But like I said, we couldn't sign the lease with Community Trust until I got the notice back from the state local debt officer.
It's actually not a lease with Community Trust. It would be more of a purchase. I mean,
It's a lease purchase. There'll be usually a $1 buyout at the end, but they call it a lease purchase.
what's the will of the court?
Judge, there is one other factor here as well, too. There are currently 2 units on the lot at Caterpillar.
So there's not a real big
There's
lead time.
not. There's a minimal time to do some outfitting for options that we wanted that are not necessarily on the 2 units sitting on the lot. But my understanding was that would not take a long time, but that would allow that to be done during the same time period.
Okay, so
Just a thought.
They said we should have the compact within a few weeks once we place the order. The reason that I figured this financing with those down payments was because I knew the 138 was the revenue we got from the buyout, and I know the 262 down payment would put us financing 500, which is down to the threshold where Frankie was wanting to be.
Like I said, we can't enter that lease without the state local debt officer where it would be more than 500,000.
So if it's 500, we don't have to get approval. If it's
500
more-
or less, we just do a notice of intent, and just like we did with the Caterpillar paver, and I had that letter back within a week from the DLG.
All right, is there a motion on how to finance this Caterpillar 826K compactor? So,
Motion on the third one, Judge. Third option there.
get a little bit lagged out. So we've got a motion for the third option. That's the 262, 658 down, correct? We got two motions here. We got Commissioner Tackett and got Commissioner Booth. Okay. Commissioner Tackett, was that your motion?
Yes.
Okay. So, we'll let Commissioner Tackett make the motion to finance it for, Community Trust Bank 1.95 rate for 60 months with a down payment of $262,658 and financing an amount of $500,000 with a payment of $87,5295. Is there a second by Commissioner Booth?
Judge, can I have authorization for the check for the 262, because we will pay that to Boyd
I'll take care of that.
directly, and then Community Trust will write the 500,000 to Boyd.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Tackett, would there be a motion to finance the Caterpillar 826K compactor through Community Trust Bank at 1.95% APR for 60 months, and to authorize the county treasurer to issue payment to Boyd/Wayne Supply for $262,658, and to authorize the treasurer to complete all documents necessary to conclude financing of the $500,000 amount with Community Trust Bank?
Motion.
We have a motion to that effect by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. Gentlemen, thank you all for the hard work and helping. Yes, sir.
Do we have to keep the old compactor, is it required to keep two of them?
It's already
Well-
gone.
What's that?
The wrecked one's already gone.
He's talking about the Aljon. Well,
The thing with that, Commissioner, if you go by the regulations that we have to apply with by the state, if ours goes down, we have to have one readily available within 24 hours. So if we don't have one on site and we can't get one within 24 hours, then we are in violation.
That's what I wanted to know. I mean, is the old Aljon, is it still running? Okay. Yeah.
if we hadn't had it, we would have been really hurting. So,
Well, I know Reggie had to call somebody in and get it updated there. I mean, there were some things wrong with it, but they done a pretty good job getting it going for us pretty quick.
all right, so the next item on the agenda, anything else, Mr. Fan?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right. Would you send out or call all the commissioners tomorrow and let them know if you were able to find Salters? Let me and the commissioners know that. Thank you. All right, next item is Mr. Little. Back up, sir. We have the Pike County Road Department completed work orders and the work to be performed. These will, as always, be posted on Pike TV, on Facebook, and on YouTube. And this is done so that we can show the public what our road department is doing between court meetings. It's a rather lengthy list, and of course, some of the work that we had scheduled probably didn't get done because of this snow. We've lost at least a day because of that. So, Mr. Little, do you have any other comments about the list that's in the packet?
No, I really don't. Everything in there is, like you said, we've lost a little bit of time because of the snow, but we're chugging along.
And the other issue is, do any of the commissioners have anything else that needs to be added to the list?
Fabian, I'd like to have one put on there for Raspberry Lane up there. The lady said they've got a few holes in that gravel up there, if we can get to that in the next few weeks or something.
So we will move to amend the Pike County Road Department completed, or the work to be performed list to add gravel on Raspberry Lane on left fork of Island Creek by the motion of, I shouldn't say by the motion, by the request of Commissioner Robertson. Any other changes or additions?
Need anything, Brian?
With that change, would there be a motion to approve the Pike County Road Department open work orders and completed work orders list as amended by Commissioner Robertson's request for Raspberry Lane?
Motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
That was almost a tie. We have a second by Commissioner Booth. Any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. I think the lag, the computer lag probably won that one for you, Commissioner Booth. All right, we now have Treasurer's business, and I'll yield to Pike County Treasurer Frankie Stacy for action on this agenda item.
Authorize receipt of the calendar year 2021 maximum salary authorizations as required by KRS 64.5275 for county judge executive, county clerk, county sheriff, and county jailer.
We have a motion to acknowledge receipt of the CY 2021 maximum salary authorizations for the judge executive, clerk, sheriff, and jailer. Is there a motion to acknowledge receipt?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Acknowledge receipt of the calendar year 2021 maximum salaries for county commissioners, magistrates, and coroners.
Is there a motion to acknowledge receipt of the calendar year 2021 maximum salaries for county commissioners, magistrates, and coroners?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Authorize a check to Sarconi Ford in the amount of $300 for the transportation charges on a 2021 Ford F-350. That was the delivery charge on that last truck we bought from Ohio.
Is there a motion to authorize a check to Sarconi Ford in Ohio for $300 for the delivery fee for the 2021 F-350? We have a motion by Commissioner Booth. Is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Authorize a check to Bruce Walters Ford in the amount of $89,890 for the two 2020 Ford F-350s that we awarded on bid number 02-2021. The bid price on each was $44,945, and this would be authorization for the check.
Is there a motion to authorize a check to Bruce Walters Ford in the amount of $89,890, $44,945 each for the two 2020 Ford F-350s awarded under bid number 02-2021?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Last thing I have would be to authorize a check to Thermal Equipment in the amount of $29,800 for the installation of a train chiller at the Pike County Courthouse. And they completed that work yesterday. I'm thinking that the work is complete.
Is there a motion to authorize a check to Thermal Equipment in the amount of $29,800 for the installation of a train chiller at the courthouse?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
That's all I have, Judge.
Mr. Stacy, thank you very much for your work on this. We do have a brief need for executive session. I'd like to ask Pike County Attorney Kevin Keene if he would instruct the public and the court on the relevant provisions of the Kentucky Open Meetings Law as it pertains to entry into executive session for purposes of specific personnel matters and discussion of pending or proposed litigation.
There is 61-810 subsection C and F for those two matters, Judge.
Is there a motion to enter into executive session?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes, and we will be in executive session. We will stand in recess for executive session and we'll return at the call of the chair. This shouldn't take very long. And do we have it set up for Commissioner Tackett to be able to participate? All right. Commissioner, we'll be heading back to the conference room and connect you through, I guess, a private meeting room. A Facebook, we'll just do it by FaceTime back there, okay? Back, we have Commissioner Tackett with us virtually. Is there a motion to exit or adjourn from executive session?
Motion.
Motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. It is my recommendation and motion relating to personnel to approve hiring Dewey Reed temporarily as a custodian at the Belfry Courthouse at a 2H rate of pay effective January 25, 2021, to move Kirkland Williamson temporarily from the Belfry Courthouse to Road Lot 6 as a truck driver at a 3H rate of pay effective January 25, 2021, and to hire Jeffrey Haney as a carpenter in Public Works at a 5H rate of pay. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. All right, Pike County Department Supervisors' comments. Mr. Tackett, do you have anything for us tonight, sir?
No, Judge, I don't. Yeah, I do. I just hope everybody still continues
Hey, we ain't talking to you right now.
and just kindly watch everything that you do.
We weren't talking to you right now.
Oh, I thought he said Commissioner Tackett. My bad.
It's a different Mr. Tackett.
Okay, that's Mr. Doug Tackett.
Yes, it was a different Mr. Tackett. You know, the Tacketts are well represented here at the fiscal court between myself and Judge Hickman and you and Doug Tackett. So, you know, but there are other Mr. Tacketts. So just give us a minute, okay?
Tim.
All right. Would there be a motion to nominate Commissioner Tackett to have to go up there and get those trucks?
I'll make that
And he
motion,
can,
Judge.
and he can take the other Mr. Tackett and Kevin Keene, our county attorney, with him. I'm just joking. So anyway, all right. Anything from the animal shelter, Ms. Goff? All right. Mr. Fan, anything else, sir? No. All right. Anything from the public or the Pike County Safety Director's office? Mr. Williams, anything from Public Works? Mr. Hensley, anything from the landfill? And Ms. Vanover, thank you for the update on the occupational net profit taxes. We're going to be close to what we budgeted. We are looking at our mineral severance tax numbers are really coming in a lot lower than we anticipated. We don't have the coal numbers yet. Checked on those today, but thank you for the update on those. We have received 3/4 of our occupational net profit tax and slightly over 2.5 million. We budgeted 3 million between those two items. It's going to be fairly close. It may come in a little over, but it's going to be close. So that was a good job of in terms of the budgeting. I think those numbers are not going to be out of line. So again, thank you for the update. Ms. Clevenger, anything from the Solid Waste Administration? Ms. Hall, you have some news for us, I believe. If you could come up and give us an update on the illegal open dump grant cleanup program. I think we have some information on that.
We just got notified this afternoon by email that we were awarded our dump grants for this year. We applied for 8 and got all 8. That included Fish Trap again this year, this is 3rd year in a row. Total this year, $159,382. We did apply for less because we had less. Last year we had 14 locations. This year we have 8.
Has anything been done, and Chuck, Mr. Morley may have to address this, with the contractor that we had on those other dumps that we were going to award those to the second bidder if they didn't act? Chuck, can you come up here just real quick, give us an update on that? Just so the public will know, this is the 3rd year that we have done the Fish Trap Lake cleanup.
Yes.
And the state really had a question about that because it is, they don't like doing the same project over every year. But it's such an important thing for tourism. It's an important thing for people who love, to use the lake, that we have a concerted cleanup effort. So we appreciate you being able to make sure that gets done. We thank Lisa Evans with the state for helping make that a reality too. And I've got one more question here for you.
Okay.
Chuck, what did you find out on those other grants?
On the
other illegal open dump cleanup bids, I should say.
Tim Builder Construction was the second lowest bidder, took both of those, and he's completed one of those, waiting for inspection, and working on the other. They're about complete.
Any word from the other contractor?
He's got the 3 completed that and inspected that he had to get completed.
The other contractor has?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything from solid waste while you're up here? We have had, Commissioner Robertson and I have had a couple of water line extension issues that we've worked on for several months now. One was on Peach Orchard up at Left Fork of Island Creek. The other one is on Maynard Fork on Lower Johns Creek. And are you aware of any grant programs? We do have some money that we could use for matching. Are you aware of any grant programs that are being used right now for water and sewer line extensions? I know the AML grant program, but those were turned down for water and sewer, I understand. Any others that you're aware of that we might be able to apply for?
I was researching some things this afternoon. ARC Power typically is for broadband, but they do have a component in there that says for critical infrastructure. And it says water and waste and sewer. And I was going to contact Scott Schubert down in Frankfurt tomorrow to see if there's any possibility. it's in there, but when you go on and look at the things they want you to talk about, that's not one of them, but I was gonna check on that one, see. That one does require a 20% match.
What about USDA?
We don't qualify as a county for USDA except for 15% grant money. The rest of it's loan. It's a 40-year term loan. It's a good loan. It's lower rates than KIA. Of course, KIA is always available too, but that's a loan program. So I am going to check on ARC.
If you could look back out for any kind of grant programs, and Commissioner Roberts and I have got to set another meeting up with the management team over at Mountain Water District to discuss some of these. So if you could try in the next week or so just to see.
Oh, I will. And looking at AML, not AML pilots, but just plain AML, you know, if your water is supposed to have been damaged, your water tables are watered by coal companies, that's what that money's supposed to be for. But we have talked to them, and they say they don't have any money right now. I talked to Senator Wheeler about it, and to a couple other people, Hal Rogers' office, and that's where they thought that we should look at, is AML directly. That is for the Maynard Fork, the Sycamore area.
So let's check on that.
Yeah, I'm checking
and
on
see
that
what
one
we
too.
can do. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Little, anything else from Road Department, sir? Colonel Downey, anything from the Assistant County Attorney's perspective?
Judge, just to let you know, we did receive back, they actually sent them back to Jeannie, the agreements that for the leases we'd sent over to the RH group. They had made a couple little changes on the one which doesn't affect anything material in it. So it'd be my recommendation that we just go ahead and consider this closed at this point. But I would, we'll need to go ahead and file the deed because we've instructed our clerk to hold the deed and we're waiting on your okay. I mean, we don't have to do it tonight, but.
If you've got that, we've already approved those leases, I believe. If
Yes.
you've got those, I'll go ahead and execute those.
They're executed. I'm just letting you know they come back with John Harris' signature on them.
Okay, that's okay.
He actually, they did a couple little changes to one, but it doesn't affect anything material in it. I went back and verified them. I've also talked to the county attorney about it, and I think we're in agreement that there's nothing that we really need to do other than say we're accepting these and let them know that we're accepting them.
That's
and
fine.
then we can file the deed because I'd instructed her to hold that
Let's
until.
go ahead and get that done. Thank you, Colonel. Appreciate it. Mr. Keene, anything from the county attorney's office? And Judge Hickman, anything? I think you've got some updates to give to the members of the court. Looks like you're getting ready for trial.
Big and
This is our current landfill expansion documentation through today. This is what it's taken to get to the point where the administrative part of the application will be going in tomorrow. So the notice of intent is complete, and now this is the administrative phase. This last group of documents is 631 pages for the administrative phase.
And you get to read that tomorrow, I
Yes,
assume.
I do.
So that will, I hope, go into the mail tomorrow
It'll
or
be in the mail
Thursday.
by 6 o'clock tomorrow evening.
So time frame, according to our engineers for the landfill expansion, we're looking at what? Probably end of the year at least.
It will be late fall, probably.
So hopefully we will be able to start working on financing in the fall.
Yes.
Probably need to go ahead and reach out to Mr. Palmer, R.J. Palmer, to discuss the bond issue and what steps we need to take to be ready when it comes to trying to start putting the financing in place. It would be my hope that we will be able to start construction on this either late this fall or sometime in the early spring, because Larry, how much room do we have left in the landfill, would you expect? Come. Larry, I won't hold you to an engineering answer, but you're up there every day, all day. How much time do you think we have before this landfill is going to be full?
I'm gonna say, Judge, 2 years, maybe a little less.
Is it filling up that quick?
Yes, sir.
Interestingly, just so the public again will know, when we came in, we were told 2 years ago that there was, I think one document we said something like 12 years left on it. That's what we were initially told, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to drive up there and look at where it's at. Commissioner Booth deserves a lot of credit for figuring this problem out because he's up there every day. He saw that this landfill was closer to capacity than what the engineering firm had figured out. And if he hadn't helped bring that to the court's attention, we may not have a landfill ready. I think we can get this done, though. Do you, Judge Hickman?
I think we can. It's going to be close, though. It's going to be close.
And, we've had to do all this in 2 years, and it's been a remarkable amount of work because there have been no planning for a new landfill or expanding this landfill prior to this administration. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but Judge Hickman, I appreciate all your hard work. We want to thank the folks at Geosyntac.
Yes.
And also Chuck and Stephanie and Solid Waste, Larry at the landfill for helping get all this work done. Thank you all very much. Anything else, sir? Next item is County Commissioner's comments, and we're going to start with the our remote commissioner, Commissioner Tackett.
Judge, is Lori still there from the animal shelter?
Lori is here, yes. Lori, can you come?
Ask her how the card is doing that we've got with people being able to pay with the card at the animal shelter. Has that been a plus, or?
She's coming up. She's going to sit down here and tell you here in just a second.
Okay.
Did you hear the question, Lori?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working wonders. It's doing really good.
I mean, I just want to know how that was doing. I know that that had to be helping a whole lot better. People not having to run back out to get cash out of the ATM or nothing, something like that.
Yeah, it's working out really good. Not
Okay,
a problem.
thank you. Another thing is, I'd like to ask Chuck a little bit about something. Miss Brown and Miss Childers is wondering when we might could start back having our pride cleanup meetings. They're just usually maybe 12 at the most. Does he have any idea on that, Judge?
Can you hear me, Jason?
Yes.
Yeah, me and Reggie's been working on that. I can't tell you anything definite now, but we are working on that. We've made phone calls to Pride, East Kentucky Pride, and seeing what we need to do to get this straightened out for them.
Okay. I do appreciate that. They contact me every so often. We talk about it, and they're just anxious to, get back to doing what they can with the county and stuff. But Judge, other than that, I just want to thank our employees. I know they had a rough day today. I think the courthouse was closed yesterday. Just stay safe no matter what you're doing, whether you're working for the county or working out in the county, and kind of just watch what you do and where you go. And that's about it. And I want to thank you all for CJ and Doug and them, Pike TV for allowing me to be able to get online here and have this meeting.
Thank you, Commissioner Tackett. Commissioner Robertson.
I just want everybody to keep our thoughts and prayers with the Gary Weddington family this week. He passed away this weekend. He was a good Pike County citizen. He was in the service to a lot of people in the car wash business for a lot of years before he retired. And he was a good friend of mine. I just want you all to keep him in your prayers and your thoughts, and appreciate it.
Thank you. Commissioner Booth.
Hey, Judge, I want to thank, all of our employees, You know, not counting just the road department, but solid waste. It's kind of dangerous this time of year, being out there picking up garbage and plowing roads with the conditions of everything. Also, I'd like to thank Johnny Coleman over at the jail. They've been over in that area picking up a lot of litter. I want to thank him for all the work that he's done over in that area picking up litter. And that's about all I have tonight, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner Booth. I don't have anything other than to remind everyone to please continue to maintain social distancing and wearing a mask. The cases are starting to go down in Pike County, but there's still a lot of sick people. We're so close to the end of the pandemic with the vaccines being distributed. It would really, it's really a shame to see so many people sick when there's light at the end of the tunnel. And to keep those people who have been, a victim of this virus and their families in your prayers, because there's still a lot of sick folks out there. So with that being said, I'd like to ask Commissioner Brian Booth if he would say the benediction, and then we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Dear Heavenly Father, as we come before you this evening, Lord, watch over us as we all travel to our homes tonight, dear Heavenly Father. We have safe travel, dear Lord. Watch over all those that might be traveling upon the roads tonight, dear Father. And go with us, dear Lord, and watch over our country, dear Heavenly Father, and watch over those sick and afflicted. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Booth. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Done signed off.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes, we are adjourned.